Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the brand new age of Gorillaz, where we no longer have to wait 5 to 7 years for a brand new album. Since 2017, we've had 3 albums. We are so lucky. 2017 Humans, 2018 Now, and now out with their new release, Song Machine Season 1, Strange Times. With the release of several fantastic singles, I have been looking so forward to this brand new album. But does it live up to the hype? Let's find out. Today in the machine, we'll be examining the standard version of Song Machine, but we'll get to that in a bit. I'll be rating each track out of 10, and then take the average score of each track to determine the entire album's ranking. So without further ado, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up! Track number 1, Strange Times, featuring Robert Smith. Smith's and Albarn's vocals blend really well here, complementing each other. The tones of their voice just really match well, and I'm surprised that they hadn't done anything before this. Despite the repetitive nature of the chord progression within this track, there's this nice sweeping melody that Robert Smith has. The melody has a pretty expansive range for the type of song that this is. And despite this, it maintains its catchiness. I love all those fun little ostinatos that you'll see throughout the song with the keyboards, the synths, the bass. Really cool, fun stuff. I'm always finding something new when I listen to this song. There's a lot of lyrics in here that just make me want to read them over and over again, thinking, what is the meaning of this? Strange Times featuring Robert Smith gets a 9 out of 10. Track number 2, The Valley of the Pagans, featuring Beck. Welcome to the land of the permanent sun. Now, this is such a fun track. At the very beginning, it feels very similar to Feel Good. The way that Beck's vocals kind of like go down like that sounds very similar to the very beginning of Feel Good. That might have been what he was trying to evoke. Maybe he just did it like instinctively. But all the different sections in the song blend in so well with each other. None of them seem out of place. Especially the bridge. The bridge leads right back into the verses perfectly. There's a great unique groove in the bass with fantastic layered instrumentations. Now the lyrics in here are also extremely thought-provoking. I believe that this song has a hint of a possible environmental message, maybe? For example, we are enjoying our riches while the world is dying, which might be just a criticism of, humans enjoying their life, enjoying their riches while the world is dying and we're doing nothing about it. Now, I'm really, really bad at analyzing lyrics, but from what I'm getting from this song is that when they mean live like a pagan, they're in a sense worshipping the sun because they're doing everything they can in order to get the sun to just keep glowing and get hotter and hotter. They're living like pagans. They're worshipping the sun. They want more of it. At the very beginning, Beck says, "Welcome to the land of the permanent sun. Flowers are melted and the future is fun." But, the future is not going to be fun if we keep polluting the oceans and getting rid of the ozone layer and trapping those penguins in the soda things and yeah. Don't forget to vote, kids. The Valley of the Pagans featuring Beck gets a 9 out of 10. Now, track number 3, The Lost Chord featuring Lee John. Now, this is a really nice and ethereal 80s pastiche. I loved it. There was so much going on. Oh my god. Those synths and the strings of the piano, they blend so well together. And Damon Albarn really shows off his voice in this track. I really loved all that dissonance in this song. All the dissonance really helped make all the resolutions so much nicer and pleasing to the ears. Now, in the song, you can hear some lost chords, some chords just kind of like hidden in there, and I love that. Trying to find my way every single day. Trying to find my way. Oh my God, that's brilliant word painting. The lost chord, and they actually put in the lost chord several times. That's nice. And oh my goodness, when we get to that second verse and they reharmonize it. This is really nice. I really like this one. It's a 9 out of 10. Track number 4, Pacman, featuring Schoolboy Q. I'm a mad Pacman. Man, this was produced so well. There was a perfect combination of highs and lows. The song was a bop. One thing in particular that stuck out to me was the reharmonization in the second verse, and it has a similar chord progression to what happened in the Lost Chord, which I found very interesting. You can hide your head, you can throw me in the lime pit, you can bowl my days and tell me I'm not blue. I feel like the ending didn't really bring this song together thematically or musically. Let me go and pull out the lyrics and I'll explain. Okay, so the whole time we have 2D talking, saying, you can freak me out, you can throw me in the lion pit, you can boil my hands and tell me I'm not there. I'm a mad Pac-Man, living in a level world. Everywhere I go, I don't know where I am. Okay, so he's talking to one person, right? It leaves me thinking this is talking about a race or class. But then I'm confused because later he says, everybody knows when I was sad, I fell for you. So if this is about race, at least in the first part, it doesn't really make any sense. Because why would you fall for a society that treats you like this? I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. So at the beginning, I was pretty sure that 2D or Albarn was talking about unhealthy relationship with somebody that he loves, I'm assuming. But then at the very end, Schoolboy Q confirms that we are talking about racism. You think of Milmy winning, pigs out here skinning. So, pigs clearly talking about the cops. So I feel like Schoolboy Q's lyrics contradict 2D's lyrics. But other than that, I really like this track. It was a bop. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Track number 5, Chalk Tablet Towers, featuring Saint Vincent. Chalk Tablet Towers. So when I first listened to this track, I was really intrigued. At the very beginning, I'm like, this melody is very unlike anything that Gorillaz has put together thus far. But then it just never went anywhere. So I liked the melody at the beginning, but then it never took off and never went off and did something a little more interesting. I was expecting them to throw in something simple and very interesting and then go all into it, maybe with the instrumentation or change it up with the harmony or something, but it never really went anywheres. I felt like this track was too basic for Gorillaz, although it had a good production value. And these lyrics, they were really beautiful at first. Listen to this. Chalk tablet towers, like drawing shadows, chemical distractions, you are not with me. I departed in the spring to a distant star, but I could not get back. I had gone too far. And then we go into, I won't be back till the end of summer. Will you be there? I won't give up on you, darling. Just tell me that you cared. It's not that great. So I'm going to give this track a 6 out of 10. Track number 6, The Pink Phantom, featuring Black and Elton John. I tried to get to Atlanta on a peach blossom highway. Man, this track, I am absolutely in love with the Pink Phantom. Why can't I say that right? The Pink Phantom. Oh my goodness, it's just such a beautiful song. the background vocals providing those harmonies are just so gorgeous. Those tight harmonies that Albarn put together is just amazing. And the chorus particularly is beautiful, with fantastic harmonies. How many times have I said harmonies so far? In those synth strings, it's there's so many layers. It's hard to pick out all of these unique and beautiful things that were recorded and put into this beautiful track. And Black and Elton John, they surprisingly blend so well. And these lyrics are just so gut-wrenching. I have to give this track a 10 out of 10. Hallelujah. Track number 7, Aries, featuring Georgia and Peter Hook. So, this track I felt was a little too stagnant. The melody was too stagnant. It just stayed in one place and never really moved. Same for the harmonic progression. And I didn't like that we have like 2 minutes of waiting to get to the lyrics, to get to the melody. Because nothing really interesting happens in those 2 minutes, unfortunately. But the chorus is really nice and it feels really sweet, especially with those synth sounds. I really liked it. I can feel Tootie or Damon Albarn, whatever you want to say, I can feel him falling. So when I started typing up notes for this album, of course I had already listened to several of these tracks before when they were released as singles. And I had never looked at the lyrics, so this whole time I thought he was saying, poison, 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 poison. But he's not. He's saying, high tide, high tide, high tide. Who knew? The title is really interesting because not once in the song does he say Aries, which makes it very interesting. I automatically thought about the god Aries. Aries, the Greek god of war, is not depicted in Greek myths very often, but when he is more than often being humiliated by gods or by humans. So I thought, well, maybe because the person inside the song is falling in love again with the same person, that they're being humiliated. But then I did a little more digging into the song itself, and it turns out Noodle gave us a little hint about what it might be. Quote, highly impatient and competitive, many Aries have the fighting spirit of your mythological ruler. So now I don't know what it means. I'm going to give this track an 8 out of 10. Track number 8, Friday 13th, featuring Octavian.
I've been drinking and smoking too much. That shit damages.
So, Octavian's performance is very intolerable at times. Kind of wish it was performed by someone else, but I can't imagine anybody making this better. It's really bland, melodically speaking, but it does have a fun chord progression going on in the background, I suppose. I did like the word painting, though, when they start singing, I came out silent, and then there's like this nice, subtle piano riff going on.
Came out silent. Came out silent.
But these lyrics... Yeah, let's talk about these lyrics. Okay, so one lyric really got me. It says, put the big blank... I don't know what the word was. It was blocked out. It says, put the big in your belly, then spin it round. What am I supposed to put in my belly, Octavian, and spin it round? I don't get it. I don't know. This song just seems like it's about doing cocaine, and that's all it is. And I'd be okay if it was a little more harmonically and melodically, or at least rhythmically interesting. But it's not. It's very boring, and these lyrics are terrible. Sorry. Friday 13th, featuring Octavian, gets 5 out of 10. Track number 9, Dead Butterflies, featuring Roxanne Arias and Kano. So in this track, you can really hear Gorillaz evolving their sound. This track sounds like something that you would hear on the radio. There's heavy pitch correction in Damon Albarn's voice and Roxanne Arias, which makes for a unique sound within this album. I love the calm ending at the very end. That was very nice. And it's catchy as hell. The rap solo from Kano is very good. He executes it well. And there's some unique percussion sounds containing samples of real instruments and synthetic instruments. And it's a solid track, put together very well. But it's not unique or compelling. So I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. Track number 10, Desolate, featuring Fatoumata Diawara. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm so sorry if I didn't. So this track has a very nice bass line. It's melodic in nature. You know, most bass lines are very stagnant, stay the same, but this bass line, you know, it sounds like a melody. And it works well. And I love the piano incorporated into it. It's a piano that's slightly out of tune, but it does add character that works super well with this track. And those horn/string arrangements in the middle of the song are so cool. I just love them. This added the perfect variety that this album needed, especially at this point within the album. And surprisingly, Diawara's sound blends so well with Albarn. The producer of this track knew what they were doing. This track gets 9 out of 10. Track number 11, Momentary Bliss, featuring Slaves and Slow Thigh. Slow Thigh? Slow Thigh?
We could do so much better than this. Mostly faces and momentary bliss.
Who's Rita, Albarn? Tell us! Brilliant structure. It's very interesting. It's not verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus. It's a very unique and interesting structure. I like how this was put together. And it's amazing that Slow Thigh, I'm going to call you Slow Thigh, buddy. Slow Thigh's rap leads super well into the punk nature of Slaves. And despite its unique structure, it's still really catchy. I'm going to give this track a 9 out of 10. Hey guys, this is Future Nico here. I'm here to tell you that I'm sorry that I left out. I forgot to mention why I did not do the deluxe tracks. I went into Reddit to ask, should I include the deluxe tracks in my review? Reddit said, no, do not. But if you want to hear me talk about the deluxe tracks, please let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to tell you what I think about those deluxe tracks. And Gorillaz' 2020 album, Song Machine, Season 1, Strange Times, is very unique. I do believe that Gorillaz is getting right back on track to their unique sounds and variety that they had shown in their earlier years, from Demon Days all the way to Plastic Beach. I hope that this trend continues with Season 2 of Song Machine. So, let's find out the score. When we put all 11 tracks through the machine, we find that Gorillaz' Song Machine Season 1, Strange Times, gets an 8 out of 10. Do you agree with my score? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a friendly discussion. And be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more track-by-track reviews like this. I also have some other videos coming out soon, like the Black Parade musical you didn't know about, and what makes Over the Garden Wall so good, and also maybe Gorillaz albums ranked. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Oh, and be sure to like this video if you liked what you saw here today. Shut up, Cortana! I will see you all next time in the machine.